Now, if you've been heading across the Anzac Bridge or catching a ferry on the harbour and you've noticed a massive container ship that's just been sitting at Glebe Island for a while, here's why. One of the world's top 10 container ship companies has collapsed. South Korea's Hanjin shipping has ships, cargo and crews stranded around the globe. Joining us to explain what's going on is Paul Zalai, Executive Director of the Freight and Trade Alliance. Paul, thanks for your time this afternoon.
Yeah, hi Chris, how are you?
I'm well, thank you. Take us through what's happened here.
Okay, well, we've got a problem on a global basis, as you indicated. Hanjin has gone bankrupt, and not too unusual. We've had other shipping lines go bankrupt before, but we've usually had a more controlled exit. This sort of happened overnight, and as a result, as you indicated, we've got ships and cargo stranded on a global basis.
Now, are they stuck because the company can't move them or because the crews won't work?
No, I think the crews would love to work and probably love to get back home, although down at Glebe Island's not too bad. No, the situation is with that particular vessel, the Hanjin California at Glebe Island, is that it's been actually what they're referring to as being arrested. So that means through the federal court, there's been entities that have been looking to recover some of their costs. And the Hanjin has actually been arrested twice, the Hanjin California at Glebe Island, by a company called Glencore in Singapore, and there's another company called Chemoil. And basically they're looking to recover their fuel costs, or what the industry call bunker costs. So that's the catalyst behind that vessel being held up.
Now, under maritime law, I understand the crew can also take possession of the ship for unpaid wages and effectively arrest the ship. Is that right?
Look, there is some ability to do that. So the local Hanjin office, actually, to their credit, they've still been working and doing their very best to keep things happening, and that they probably don't know if they're going to get their next paycheck. The Hanjin crew, they seem to be going okay. But I think it's more on a commercial level that you're seeing what's happening here with the arrest. So
are the crew staying on board the ship?
Yeah, well, I understand that they've been seeing the sights of Sydney. But that's their base home now for the foreseeable future.
Do you know how much longer the ship's likely to be there?
Look, it could be weeks. So around the globe at the moment, we've actually got 7 vessels that are actually technically arrested like this, but we've got we understand another 49 Hanjin vessels which are just staying offshore, basically trying to avoid being arrested. One of those is the Hanjin Milano, actually, which is circling around the Bass Strait at the moment. It was meant to go into the port of Melbourne. That's
nowhere near as pleasant as Glebe Island. Bass Strait's pretty rough.
Yeah, no, I think I know where I'd rather be.
Yeah. Is this indicative of what's happening in the shipping industry around the world? Is it going through a tough time?
Look, it is going through a tough time, and it wasn't a total surprise, but I suppose we've always had an expectation that shareholders or banks or governments would come to the rescue and avoid an immediate overnight crisis like what we're seeing here. But it is indicative of a global problem. And it's something that we're working with the Australian government here to try and get some exceptions to some of the trade practices law to allow price negotiation to make sure that it is viable for shipping lines to keep coming to Australia.
All right, Paul, thank you very much for your time this afternoon. We really appreciate it.
Okay, thanks a lot.
That's Paul Zalai, the Executive Director of the Freight and Trade Alliance.